In gaming, there's a wide selection of video games to choose from. Nowadays, a lot of these games out there have a lot of big open worlds that can be overbearing for some people who just want to enjoy the story, or these wide amount of skill trees that you have to grind out for hours.
Oh my fucking god.
That being said, I want to talk about this not so well known game called Industria. Basically, it's Half-Life 2 meets Industrial Revolution, and doesn't have the stuff I listed before. It's more of a linear storytelling. What really pulled me in was the storytelling of this game and the environment. It kind of reminded me, like I said, of Half-Life 2 or some older type games. Dang, Half-Life 2 really came out 20 plus years ago. You're woken up from your deep sleep from a phone call. From here, I'm gonna let this cutscene play out so you guys can get the full context of what's going on.
Hello? Nora Solheim here.
Nora, where have you been?
Walter? Wait, I just came in from the office. I just fell asleep on the sofa.
Our central processing unit, Atlas, is out of control. I just discovered parts of it all over our servers.
We'll just shut it down then.
Impossible. It's spread too far already. But there is something else. People are gathering at the checkpoint, Bornholmer Strasse. It's happening. Comrade Shabowski publicly said that the wall is open in a press conference just 1 hour ago.
Wait, what?
They closed down the office. The Stasi is already here. They're taking everything apart.
But all the work, it can't be for nothing.
Nora, I have to stop Atlas.
Wait, let me come over. We'll figure it out.
No, I don't want to drag you into this. I need to leave now.
What do you mean you need to leave? Walter, wait, stop.
I love you more than anything, Nora.
Walter, wait. Walter, hello?
Now, for whatever reason, you did not understand that because some people's brains are TikTok fried.
Martians out here that likes to eat ass. I want to fuck some Martian bitches.
Essentially, you, playing as Nora, your husband, Walter, had worked on this project called Atlas, and now is being shut down by the government. Walter's plans is to quote-unquote stop Atlas and quote-unquote leave. Don't know what that means at this moment. However, if you were an observant person, you could come across a letter in the apartment room. A brilliant machine, 1 out of 3. It seems our attempts to transmit living tissue have come to a sobering stop. Initial tests were done on microscopic plankton, a test which seemed to be successful as subjects begin to thrive for days after. Then we tested on algae, at which point the side effects became slightly more apparent. Some of the algae survived the process, and really other than a slight variation in color, it seemed fine. On our way outside, we noticed a police car heading towards the facility, and on our way to the facility, we experienced an earthquake of some sort. Funny enough, when we're at the place, I saw the police car, noticed how small it is. Even crouch level, I believe I'm taller than it.
Where is everyone?
Walking inside, we find a document of a Brilliant Machine Part 2, which essentially is just talking about how they tried testing with the rat. Anyways, continuing on, we found Walter's office and his key card they left behind.
Key card?
And instead, for some reason, we decided not to vent out radioactive gas, which will now explode the place, which I don't know why, but it gave us unforeseen consequences.
This doesn't look good at all.
Other than our character pointing out the obvious here, we can notice these little examination rooms up ahead, and what you'll see is some interesting stuff.
What the hell is even that?
Moving past the observation room, we come across Atlas itself, with everything just going wrong.
Why is it shaking that bad?
Going down the alternate path up to Atlas, we come across this OSHA violation. I mean, look at this, one wrong slip from someone's leftover banana peel. Or heck, someone can easily just throw your stuff off the edge and boom, it's gone forever.
You did it.
Following in Walter's footsteps, we activate Atlas once more. Doing so, we experience an odd sequence of events.
What's happening? Is this supposed to happen? Oh my god. Oh my god. What the hell?
We wake up to the sound of random voices around us, but no one's to be seen. And to a note in front of us that has just random characters on it. However, with nobody in sight, we continue forward down a hallway that sucks out all the background noise, with only the sound of our footsteps to be heard. So I'm kind of skipping over the library part just a little bit, only because it plays a big importance in the game, but we're already 5 minutes in the video, and I don't want to bore people with all the lore and stuff, so we'll touch over it at the end on how it ties over to the main story. At the end of the hallway, there's a door that leads into this auditorium where we see a play being shown, just floating up into space slowly. I mean really slow. I had to up the speed by 300%. Carrying on into the next room over, past the auditorium, is another hallway with a white light at the end of the hall. From there, we're waking up in an unknown place. Examining the room, we can determine that this room was maybe used to present the machine based on the note we found, the setup of the stool benches, which I may add are very close to the testing area. Also with the setup of the stanchion pools that are used generally to guide crowds to specific areas. Bet you didn't know those were called stanchion pools. Yeah, me either. I learned that today too, but hey, if you want to learn more stuff, subscribe down below. Further investigating where we are, we come across a flashlight, which I must add that the design is so cool and actually shows how it's actually charged with a battery that you place in the pack. It really fits the aesthetic of the game. After almost pooping ourselves, we find a pickaxe in the room next to us where we can break down the wall from where we saw that thing come from, following in its footsteps to wherever it was going.
An elevator. Maybe that's the way out of this terrible place.
While looking for a way to start the elevator, we do come across this letter titled Arrival Rosendale. However, when looking at it, it almost reads like a newspaper, as the header for it's called The Man from Another Place, where essentially the scientists describe this as an otherworldly experience from this town called Hakavik, which I'm assuming that's where we are in. People within the area described the experience as an earthquake for about 20 minutes until the smoke cleared and an elegant man in a suit stood right in front of the scientist. However, the police do apprehend him and take him for questioning due to this weird occurrence. Before we could even piece together what's going on, I decided to try and sneak up on these robots here. However,
I don't know who you are, but if you want to live longer than 5 minutes, you should probably get the hell out of there.
Then tell me how!
The elevator needs power. The steam machines through the door underneath me are your only hope.
Who are you? Hey, wait, come back!
taking the stranger's advice, we decided to try and get that steam room open. However, the wheel to open the door is rusted and won't move. So we try to find these random chemicals that we have in the back over here to make a compound that could remove the rust. Now, I don't remember exactly what chemicals I put together to make the rust remover, as I soft locked myself like 3 times in this, but eventually we unrusted the wheel and got into the steam room. Once getting into the steam room, we had to activate a few levers and switches in order to generate power for the elevator. When heading back out, we do encounter our first enemies and our first bit of melee combat. Now, melee combat is not the strongest for this game, however it doesn't help that I'm also playing the hardest difficulty. Now you might be asking why, that's just how I am. I love playing the hardest difficulty of almost any game in most cases. For example, Call of Duty World at War on veteran difficulty, no matter how many grenades they threw at me.
Oh, there's so much nade spam.
Also, fun fact, I don't know how, but the game changed my difficulty down to normal, which explains why I wasn't taking much melee damage on my second encounter with the robots. I didn't notice this until chapter 2. Now that the elevator had power, we took it all the way up to the top and came across our first gun, the pistol, which is alright, it's a good starting weapon. While scavenging for more supplies, we do hear a radio mentioning that this is the same occurrence as of 20 years ago as well.
Hello? Somebody there?
A human voice?
Hello?
It's you. You made it up the elevator. Congratulations.
Who are you?
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you, because, you know, you came here, not the other way around. I mean, after saving your life, I kind of expected just a tad more information.
If it's not noticeable already, this man on the radio is the man who saved us from the 2 robots there in the beginning. As you can tell, he's a little bit of a smartass and a bit petty, but as we get to know him more, he's actually a pretty good character.
I come from a different place, and I'm just here to look for someone who arrived here just before me.
Well, welcome to Hakavik then, woman from a different place. I have some bad news though. Nobody's come here in over 20 years.
That can't be.
Well, maybe it can't, but it's the truth. I'll tell you more outside.
20 years? Something is not right here.
While trying to piece together what's going on, we do come across a letter, public announcement stating towards the citizens essentially that there has been ongoing attacks every day, however they must come together to defend themselves against this threat, as stated by their king, Rosendahl. Now what I love about this game as well is the environmental storytelling, how you can see that there's cables all over the place, and we'll see even more throughout the game itself, showing that whatever this is taking over the city. And finally, we move on to the next area. Once again, we find ourselves waking up in the library. However, I did raise the audio in this part so you can kind of hear the background people and their voice of concern.
How could he help us? I don't understand all.
We head down again the same hallway and into the same theater, this time showing a man levitating down into a chair. I had to speed this up because, man, it took forever. After that play, we open up a door into another hallway where we once again see the same white light at the end, which reaching it, we will load into the next area.
Walter! Walter!
Will you stop shouting, please?
How did you expect me to find him?
You're just attracting more of the machines that way.
Well, I'm all open for suggestions, Mr. Hidden Microphone Man.
You see the building on the hill, where all those cables lead to? That's the town hall. Well, it used to be.
And?
Just go there. It's safe up on the hill. And you might find information about your missing... What was the name?
Walter Rebel.
Right. And don't die, please. I'm actually starting to enjoy our conversations.
Now the town level has to be one of my favorite areas within this game, as you're going through these small narrow buildings to find weapons and supplies, fighting this unknown enemy, and trying to uncover the story. If anything, it kind of reminds me of Ravenholm from Half-Life 2, where you're fighting this unknown enemy, trying to gain supplies, and trying to uncover how to get the heck out of that town. After scavenging for some ammo, I finally learned the E key on my keyboard to bring down this bridge. I also learned in this world, robots have the license to carry. Continuing up the bridge, we find our next weapon, the SMG, and my god, it is beautiful. The little animation you do when you pick it up reminds me of the Type 100. You can't tell me that the gun is not based off the Type 100. It even has a magazine that sticks out on the side like that. After collecting our weapon, we drop down, and I got the biggest jump scare in my entire life. You can even see my camera shake right when it goes off. Following the source of the explosion, we find these R2-D2 looking enemies that explode when close, which honestly aren't that hard. And following this, we got more lore.
So, where is everyone? What happened here?
Well, the whole town was evacuated after years of war. Atlas was too strong in the end.
Atlas?
Oh, sorry. Wouldn't know. These machine things that want to kill you. They're Atlas.
With our character being confused and lost for words, since Atlas was the project that she was working on with her husband.
How long ago was this?
Atlas has been around for about 20 years. Hakovic was evacuated 10 years ago.
And who is this Rosendahl?
Oh, Rosendahl. He was our king. He tried his best, but even he wasn't strong enough to fend off Atlas.
I see. Well, over and out. I gotta think. And you drink your tea.
Now with all that lore droppage, we continue to the rest of the apartment complex.
What the hell is happening here?
With all this eeriness, it does keep you on edge, and honestly, it's pretty fun, because you don't know what to expect if an enemy will come out of a room after you, or if going through a room to searching for supplies leads you into another combat encounter.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, you asked who Rosendahl is, right? I've got an old, where is it now? Tape recording from the last Industria festival.
He said it! He said it!
10 years of peace and safety. 10 years of Industria.
Walter?
Citizens of Hakovic.
What?
This is your
Walter, wait, wait. That's Walter's voice. What's going on here?
Atlas failed to diminish us.
How
Atlas failed to
did
scare
you
us.
know his first
We
name?
are still here, and
This
we
is
will
the
stay
man I'm
forever.
looking for. Where is
Enjoy
he?
this year's fair. We stand strong against the metallic evil
mean,
outside our city walls.
You're looking for Rosendahl.
No. Yes, I'm looking for Walter Rebel, not Rosendahl.
But this is King Rosendahl. Walter Rosendahl. It's his voice, his recording.
And I don't know what's going on here. His voice, his statue. I'm so confused. I want answers.
Yes, I'd like a little clarity on this matter myself.
Then help me. Where is he?
It's like I said, he left the city after the evacuation he organized. Just continue your way to the town hall, to his old office. Maybe you can find out where he headed out to.
With the big reveal that Walter and Rosendahl are the same person, we move forward to find answers. However, blocking our path is another bridge, just like in the beginning where we had to disable that weird antenna device. This time we have to find two on both separate sides of the area, and on the way we find a new enemy who looks more like a mannequin in structure. Honestly, not that hard to defeat, just 2 shotgun pumps and they're dead. We end up finding the first antenna and disabling it, and on the way to the second one, I nearly shit myself. So, fun editor note here, it didn't record my voice when I was playing the game or whatever, so I didn't get any of my reactions to this, but this is how I'd imagine myself sounding like during this encounter. Get away! After disabling the second antenna, we make our way back to the bridge. We are then confronted by a group of robots waiting for us. I made sure not to leave any witnesses.
Hey, you still there? Tell me about Rosendahl. Where'd he come from?
Well, he arrived here just like you. One day he just appeared in the Institute, to all the scientists' surprise. So much knowledge. He was something like an angel. An angel helping us selflessly to fight the machines that had plagued us for so long.
Now, I don't know why, but the game somehow glitched or skipped over this dialogue where she says an angel with many secrets.
Well, I imagine that as a king, you've got to keep quite a few things close to the chest. Speaking of secrets, what is your relationship to him?
Well, we, love each other. We're a couple.
Huh. But, in theory, that essentially makes you the Queen of Hakovic.
Our Queen of Ruins. With only one subject, as it seems.
Well, better than an old man in a wheelchair, if you ask me, Your Majesty.
Oh, come on.
Now, I know that was a lot of dialogue to take in, especially with the people with the TikTok brains, but I believe it was essential in order to give more character to your protagonist and the stranger that's helping us, but also give insight of how the ruling was for Rosendahl, which it seems like he just came out of nowhere and said, hey, let me help the people, which didn't end up going well, as we could see. Although his ruling may have not helped against the robots, it did help in creating inventions to help improve society. For example, in this letter here found in the same room where we had this conversation just moments ago, they are talking about how electrical street lamps were just made, which gives me the idea that Hakovic is in an alternate timeline of progression in technology, as this letter was written in 1994. Also, further down, we find a document titled A New King, talking about the election between King Dominic III that no one cares about and King Rosendahl that mentions a threat called Atlas. Oh, and a new clean energy source. Woo!
Alright. I got eyes on town hall. It's close.
Well then, don't get yourself killed at the last hurdle. Just up that hill, and you're there.
Thanks for the heads up, old man.
Oh, anytime.
Fuck, wait for you to get it on your own. X go deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. With the non-stop pop out and stainless steel. Heart getting busy with it. I got such a good heart that I'm making it if you did. Damn right, I am like so break bread with the enemy. No matter how many times I break bread when I break clean city. Motherfucker never want to know what the rap say. Bitch, that's on the roof, they getting down.
Your stare was holding, ripped jeans, skin was showing.
Bitch, please, cause the only thing you kept there was came out to play. Stay out my way, motherfucker. Gonna rock, still be gonna fall. You be let it pop, don't let it go. X gon' get it to you.
Investigating the inside of the town hall, we find remains of destroyed robots and also skeletons, indicating that it's been a while since anyone's been here. Progressing further throughout the place, we end up in the king's room, where no one is to be found either.
No one's here.
We receive further confirmation that this is, in fact, Walter's office, with the same photo at the desk that was found in Nora's apartment in the very beginning of the game. Further examining the room, we find out that Walter went north by train to the Dune Chapel. Without any hesitation, we make our way there. Not too difficult of a segment, and a very short segment as we snipe a few of the time bomb robots to make our way to the train. Once making it to the train, we get more smart-ass banter between the two and sail off, with the screen fading to black.
Well, it's so nice to know that someone's got your back.
You're welcome.
We wake up in the library once again, overhearing a conversation that a wall being built might be the solution. However, the main conversation I want to highlight is the next one here, talking about how does he know these things, where I raise the audio for you guys to hear it.
I wonder how he knows all these things. Just how. It's almost like a relationship. Every move gets counterplayed. Something's off.
So who are they referring to that knows everything and is getting counterplayed? We're not entirely sure at this point, but we press forward into the theater room where a man walks into the center of the stage and drops down a familiar figure that we've seen around the city.
You know, I just realized I don't know your name.
What, you don't know the name of your queen?
I am unbelievably sorry. Your highest of highness. Now tell me your name, or I won't tell you how to get over that gate.
I'm Nora. Nora Rosendahl, I guess.
Nice to meet you, Queen Nora from a different place. I am Brent, your only subject at your service.
So our wheelchair-bound radio man named Brent, which I couldn't find really any clear photo on the wiki, so I'm gonna use this one, gives us further more lore about himself, which I'll play out here because I love the voice acting for him.
I used to live here, you know, before the war. When Atlas came and Hakovic was evacuated, I was wounded and treated in the city center hospital. I was left behind.
After listening to a little bit of the lore, we find out that he does have a greenhouse on the very top of this building that is on our way to the switch opening up the door. That being said, we progress through the building and come across a robot, one with saw blades on its mouth. And in video game fashion, we come across our four-legged buzzsaw robot friends. And honestly, they're not even that menacing. They're literally just the bomb little dudes, but don't explode. Making our way to the top of the place, we come across a metal bridge where it breaks apart. Yay! And we lose majority of our health. Let's go! Gathering our bearings from the fall, we push on through where we find those weird glowing head robot things again. Not sure what exactly to call them. And from there, we open up this wheel door and progress through. Now while looking around, we do come across a lever within this open area that has more of those ball robot head looking things. I really don't know what to call them. And once pulling the lever, we do open up a door that leads us down into the center of everything. And judging from our objective, we have to pull the levers in order to get to the next area. However, when pressing the first lever, that's when all hell breaks loose.
Don't stop coming and they 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 don't stop coming.
Okay, so you basically get the gist of it. After activating that switch, all the robots just continuously spawn and they just don't stop. I ended up dying at this point, and it caused a glitch where this robot arm got stuck and kept making this noise throughout the whole level. So I'm going to save y'all from that. Basically, I activated the second lever and got onto the main lift that led us out of there. And from there, we make it to the roof where Brent used to live.
Brent, do you read me?
Yes, I do, just
I'm on the roof of your building. There are a bunch of greenhouses. Connection seems good here.
Okay. My old apartment is the one on the roof.
Understood. It's quite peaceful up here.
So to get into Brent's building, we just gotta pull this lever a few times. What the hell is that, you might be wondering? I don't know either, but once we finish this puzzle, it just disappears. Brushing off that weird encounter, we enter Brent's old home that has seen better days. He then wants us to describe the room to him, as it's been years due to his disability, never being able to go back home. This is where we get this heartfelt dialogue from him.
Here's a photo of two happy people.
That's it. That's what I want you to take. Can you describe what's in the photo for me?
It looks like winter. There's a flea market in the background. The woman is laughing. And the man beside her looks like the happiest person on earth. I see peace, Brent.
Can you take the photo with you to the sea? There's a graveyard where she is. If you could put it on her stone, I'd be forever in your debt.
I will.
Thank you, Nora. I won't forget this.
Taking the photo with us, fighting through our final combat encounter, we make our way to the door switch and progress towards our last stop, but not without one final talk with Brent.
Hey, Brent. Seems like I'm about to leave the city. Just passing the gate.
That's good news. We're almost out. Our connection is probably going to go dead soon.
What about you?
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm made of tough stuff. My place is here.
If you say so. Take care of yourself, okay? I would not have made it without you.
I enjoyed hearing your human voice again. After all these years. Now, go on. And your Walter. I wish you nothing but the best of luck.
Thank you. Goodbye, Brent.
Off me today, Nora.
And that's the last time we hear from Brent, as this is near the end of our story. And as we take our final ride, we do see more of these ball robot head things from before, but scattered more frequently across the land. And the train leads us to a tunnel where we also experience our final library encounter. What I want to highlight here is the audio that you'll hear walking around. You'll hear these faint screams. And if we look towards the center here, we can actually see the bodies falling down, indicating where the screams are coming from. And for the final act, we see a man getting up from a chair with wires connected to his back that lead to those weird robot ball thing that we've been seeing the entire game.
So that's where you are, Walter.
And to ensure us that this is our Walter, we come across a desk with a picture frame of us. Continuing further, we do see Atlas equipment all over the place, and to further that fact, we even see the little testing chambers or rooms that we saw in the very beginning of the game. And at the end of our trail, we come across a house, but before entering, we do see a line of graves there, and if you remember correctly, Brent wanted us to deliver a photo, and coming across one of the graves, we do see Brent's significant other's grave, and so we place the photo there. Now, it is optional, but why would you not do it? Brent was like our best friend throughout this whole game, and after finishing that small task, we enter inside the house, where we confront Walter.
Oh my god, Walter. Look at you. What did they do to you? What is this?
Nora, over here.
What? Walter? What? But...
Don't be scared. Come here. Trust me, Nora.
I don't understand.
I purposely didn't prevent Atlas in the beginning.
Wait, you what?
I wanted our program to progress. So when I discovered that it was capable of learning, that it absorbed any knowledge it could. Freedom for Atlas, knowledge for us. Unusually.
Walter, wait, stop. For what price?
undoubtedly a high one. Then came the 9th of November. I knew that after this day, things would change for the GDR. The only possibility to ever find out what the agreement with Atlas really meant.
No, wait. Wait a second. I don't get this.
Then I became King Rose and warmly welcomed by the people of Academic. Little did they know that I was responsible.
Walter, stop! This can't be! Walter, please, wake up! This is all wrong!
After years of fighting fire, I will continue with science. Now, powers as Atlas is to this world.
Walter, please. You didn't do any of this.
I'm deeply rooted into their inner workings. The cost of my physical form. A small sacrifice for what I am responsible for.
Why can't we just leave? Why can't you just wake up and we'll go back home? It'll all be fine. Walter, please.
It's too late. We are stuck here, and the librarians want us to fix it.
I don't even get who they are. Where are we anyways? What the hell? Where was I for the last 20 years, Walter?
I know you have so many questions. But time runs out.
No, you're not doing this to me again. You don't leave me again.
I never wanted to drag you into this. I'm so sorry.
Don't leave me! Please stop!
I'm so sorry. We'll see each other again. I promise.
So yeah, Walter worked with Atlas to take. Oh my god, I fucking fucked the notes up. So yeah, Walter worked with Atlas to take over the town for the love of knowledge and science. But the thing is, you the player already knew that this all happened. Didn't you realize it?
What the actual fuck did you just say to me right now?
Remember the theater scenes? The mysterious man is actually symbolizing Walter. For example, we see a man going towards the sky and coming down, symbolizing what happens when we used Atlas in the beginning to come to this world. Then Walter planting Atlas as it begins to grow in this new world. But while doing so, Walter became a part of Atlas so he could obtain the knowledge that it shared, at the cost of his physical form. With Atlas being a powerful and sentient machine, we get informed of these unknown alien creatures. Fun fact, we actually do see these creatures near the end of the game in the last library segments, the ones where we heard all the screaming. Now I don't know if they indicate us or the amount of lives lost during Atlas's invasion. It was just awesome seeing everything come together near the end. Now I do recommend still playing this game even after finding out what the story is. There's even a spring break coming up soon where I'm pretty sure this is going to be on sale. Also, there is a second one coming out with a demo to play, so I highly recommend that as well. But other than that, guys, that's Industria, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. And as always, you guys take care. Bye bye.